Well, hey everybody, this is Eric Clark here at Stonegate. So glad that you've taken the time to click on the link and begin watching this series of videos on our identity, this common language, this fourfold aligning framework that we want to communicate into all of our teams across our ministry areas as we move forward in this next season at Stonegate Fellowship. So, you may be another staff member. Thanks for watching, or a part of our adult ministries team. I love you guys so much. Or you may be just a incredible servant leader, important servant leader here at Stonegate. Maybe you lead teams and you're trying to own this language so that you can weave it into the DNA here at Stonegate. And so, regardless of where you are, thanks for just investing this time of hopefully being developed and buying into this. This this series of videos for us is a way to communicate this common language, this fourfold aligning framework for us as a team moving forward. Patrick actually has talked about some of this stuff from the stage recently. We are rolling this out across our ministries. The Next Gen ministry is bought into this. And so we're excited to have this common language moving forward. And so in this first video, I want to give you guys an overview of where we've been, how we have reorganized the adult ministries in one umbrella called Adult Spiritual Framework. Actually, Adult Spiritual Formation, excuse me. Then I kind of want to tell you the reason why we did that, and then lead into our next of three total kind of core videos with some other videos depending upon what ministry area you might be a part of going forward. And so as we move into this, I want to go over here and click into this next page on the slide. This is really all of the ministries that comprise adult spiritual formations right now. Up until about 6 months ago, the majority of these ministries really operated in kind of a silo. So they determined, you know, terms and goals, and in a lot of regards they were doing great work. But what happened is we had some communication, some clarity breakdowns, some differing kind of objectives and goals, and we weren't speaking the same language. You can imagine if you were trying to rally a group of people and you were speaking 8 different languages that had some common maybe words here or there, it would be very difficult. And so when we reorganize adult ministries underneath this umbrella, it went from all these ministries separate to now all together. So you see on the screen here that we have guest services, which is really our ministry of first impressions and helping people become insiders and connect and belong and take their next steps with Jesus. Sandy Moore is our minister of guest services, and Alice Perales currently is her ministry assistant, and they work hard with all the teams to help make outsiders insiders, to make everything less offensive, to help people take their next step with us. They do a great job. I'm excited about that team. Then you see Assimilation Ministries, which is led by Josh Gaywood. He's our assimilation minister, and Molly Swanson, who is his ministry assistant. And really they tackle everything next steps, the class related with baptism, any first step classes that we have here. Incredible young man, incredible team. Molly's a sweet help. So proud of the work that they have done. Mobilization really is being led by Reed, and you see his name kind of in a salmon color. Really, he's a new hire, hired from a non-church background. Incredible young man, a great family, very gifted, coming in and is the right person for that seat. He's leading Michelle Burkle and Michelle Cobble. They have done a great job. Really, I've kind of teamed up with them over the last couple of years to lead mobilization while we were without a mobilization minister. And so Reed's come along and grown that team. Excited about the future of how they help people connect to areas of servant leadership and other areas here within our fellowship. And then we have groups ministry. Kyle Rogers, he's a new hire as well. He brings with him about 25 years of ministry experience. So excited to have him here. He just hit the ground running. Linda McLaughlin's his ministry assistant, and she honestly has been here, a part of Stonegate from the beginning. Actually, was a part of the team that dreamed about kids ministry. So incredible team there leading our group ministry. And then you have marriage couples. Joe Russo, who's a long time important staff member here at Stonegate Fellowship. He's moved to really just focus on marriage and couples. You see Crystal McAllister's name. She is leaving us, and we are going to replace her. She is the ministry assistant for both women's and marriage right now. So that affects our women's ministry. We see Lori Lowe is going to go forward in that ministry, that minister role. She's going to be our women's minister going forward. We've just hired Shawnee Shivers as our grow coordinator, part-time employee there. Another part-time coordinator we're looking at. We're trying to figure out who that next teammate is. And so that's our women's ministry. Men's ministry and recovery really don't have a staff member overseeing that. Really, it's a shared effort. And what we want to do is we want to build lay-led core teams to see ministry evolve and grow, so that it may get to a point that necessitates a staff member. It may not, but ultimately we want to see those ministries grow. Really, men's ministry here is going to be a unique kind of effort for us, because men's schedules in the Permian Basin are so crazy. We really want to work to help men take their next step with Jesus and connect with each other in meaningful relationships. It's going to be a unique challenge for us, but I've got a great team who's a think tank right now trying to figure out what the next steps for ministry is. And then recovery ministry is just helping people walk through the brokenness of creation. So it's not just substance abuse or sexual addiction. It's really just helping people recover holistically from the brokenness of Genesis 3. What that looks like going forward. I've got a think tank there as well. So this is really adult spiritual formation going forward. Now, the reason that we did that is, you see on this screen, there's two graphics up at the top, one with all the arrows going in differing directions, and then another with them all going in the same direction. If you think about that first kind of picture as 8 different horses that are tethered to a metal ring, and you whip the horses and they go in all different directions, you have a lot of horsepower pulling, but it's pulling in all differing directions. So really, the circle's not moving anywhere. And to be quite frank and honest with you guys, that's kind of where adult ministries has been over the last 6 years at Stonegate Fellowship. We just kind of stood still. Some areas have done better than others. But what we've done with this kind of bringing everybody underneath the umbrella is really to help protect against ministries doing ministry in a vacuum or in silos, disconnected from a common direction. And so we want to promote clarity and communication going forward. We want to help ministries communicate with each other, to be clear. And this is why we're going to talk about this fourfold vision kind of aligning framework, so that we as a ministry in its diverse kind of areas can go in the same direction, that don't have to do this necessarily the same things, but we're not doing everything. Because I heard it said one time that opportunities sometimes can be distractions in disguise. It's not about what we can do, right? We can do a lot of stuff, but what must we do as a ministry? And this kind of aligning common language going forward helps us in that, because we want to pull and plan together. We want to partner together across ministry lines, so that we know what we're doing, so that we can partner when it's appropriate, when we can encourage when it's appropriate, and when we can celebrate when it's appropriate. This is not about micromanaging or being a puppeteer as much as it's trying to get all the horsepower going in the same direction, in really a common language, a common framework, common kind of guardrails can help us in that endeavor, not only on the staff side, but as it filters down into the lives of our teams, so that they're bought into this as well. And if you're a servant leader here or ministry leader, that's our goal. That's our job, is to see this, to weave this, to sow this into the culture of the teams that we lead. That's why we're creating this video. We want to be people in ministry areas that have consistent collaboration, to work together to seek God, do above and beyond all we can think or ask. And this kind of framework, this common language, has to be multi-site friendly, because we really see that happening for us. I mean, we are a multi-site church. We may be in the infancy stage with our first campus being Odessa, but yet all this has to be, multi-site friendly. So really, that's a big picture overview for us about where adult ministries is, what we how we've organized going forward, so that we're all kind of got our horsepower moving in the same direction. We've been working really hard, and as a result, in the second and third videos, we're going to talk more about clarifying some terms and then rolling out to you this idea of this fourfold vision frame, or this aligning framework, to help us all go in the same direction. So thanks for your time. Look forward to virtually talking with you in subsequent videos.